What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. This video is all about Marvel's Illuminati and why I truly believe that this will be implemented into the Marvel Cinematic Universe post Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2. So let's get right into the video. Now, if you don't know what the Illuminati is, in Marvel Comics, it is a top secret group of high-level players, both in the financial and in the power sense, that make secret decisions that influence the universe behind the scenes. It is very similar to what you would know about the actual Illuminati and the rumors surrounding that group when it comes to like the real world, right? This is stuff like that's been long believed, you know, and you'll always hear stuff like, oh, Jay-Z's in the Illuminati, and you know, this person's a part of the Illuminati, and what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, it basically means that they are people that are part of a secret society, you know, like the Skull and Bones or whatever, and basically these people, because of that pedigree, are allowed to make big decisions that influence the world in ways that the common man cannot. Now, this is an idea that was in Marvel Comics. There have been rotating members since its inception, but predominant members have included Iron Man, Reed Richards rather, Dr. Stephen Strange, Professor X, Black Bolt, Namor, T'Challa actually in the most recent iteration, and even Steve Rogers. Now, normally when somebody's in the Illuminati, they are basically like very, very rich or very, very influential, like, you know, Black Bolt being the king of all of the Inhumans, or Namor being the king of all of the people from Atlantis. They're major, major influencers, so they all gather and do different things. Really, really quickly, just to give you an example, and I've talked about this before, but it bears reminding and repeating. Basically, one of the most important things that the Illuminati ever did was they came together and decided as a unit that Bruce Banner was too dangerous for Earth. And so they find a planet for him that he'll be in seclusion and be able to just run wild like, you know, he always said he wanted to do. They put him in a shuttle and they ship him off planet towards that world. It goes really, really badly. He comes back to Earth super pissed off and comes after the Illuminati for making that decision for him. They do all sorts of influential things like that. In fact, one of my favorite stories leading up to Secret Wars was the New Avengers run by Jonathan Hickman, in which the Illuminati are aware of a problem that is happening on basically a multiversal scale in which different universes are colliding around the Earths. The Earths of all these different universes are slowly colliding, and if they collapse upon each other, both universes are destroyed. You can stop them by eliminating one of those planets. These are called incursions, and the whole big thing is that the Illuminati has to decide how to proceed with the incursions, how to keep Earth safe, and discover how to stop the incursions. Very, very good run. Very, very cool stuff. But let's get into why this is going to happen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it has a lot to do with Benidict Cumberbatch, okay? So basically, there was a set visit, I want to say like 10 months ago or something like that, where a bunch of journalists went out to the set of Doctor Strange. They checked out everything on the set. They asked a bunch of different people questions, but they had to keep it under wraps until relatively recently. I believe about 2 weeks ago, the articles all broke. And one of the most interesting aspects for me was Benidict Cumberbatch talking about the Illuminati. I believe he's literally quoted as saying, "I'm most excited for the Illuminati and how that will form and where we will go from here." Very, very cool stuff. He's also put out something on social media around a month ago that has to do with Stephen Strange being in the Illuminati. Now, Stephen Strange has been a long-time member of the Illuminati. Being the Sorcerer Supreme, he's one of the most influential people in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He has teased that. There was also that photo that went around where they're talking about big changes coming to the MCU, and the quote-unquote Illuminati of the inner workings at Marvel Studios all met. And basically, there's a lot of signs pointing to this. Now, important context from the comics. When the Avengers and the heroes of the Marvel Universe get the gems of the Infinity Gauntlet, they basically are taken by members of the Illuminati and distributed it in secret places where others will not know about them and that they can safeguard. It was a big deal. There were 6 gems. There were 6 members of the Illuminati at the time. Iron Man got one, Doctor Strange got one, Professor X got one, Reed Richards got one, and Namor and somebody else. I'm blanking on him. I believe it was actually Steve. Steve Rogers had one. And so interestingly, like, those characters all kept those gems. And in the lead up to Secret Wars in the New Avengers, one of the solutions that the Illuminati comes up with to stop the incursions is to reassemble the gauntlet and to use its power in order to stop the incursions from happening. There's so much really cool stuff that happens in that comic that I can't like go into super like details about it just because it would take me so long. But this is essentially like a backup plan, a secret weapon that the Illuminati has. They'd all have to, of course, be in agreement to assemble the thing, but they get the gems. That's what's important. So let's think about what is happening in Avengers Infinity Wars Part 1 and Part 2. Well, we can assume that Thanos is going to come to Earth. He's going to take the gems, right? He's going to get them. He's going to get them, guys. It's Thanos. He's going to get them. He's going to assemble the gauntlet. I hope we get that snap heard around the universe where half of the universe is eliminated. All sorts of craziness that will ensue. We obviously don't know how they're going to like do their version or their take, but you can be rest assured that Thanos is going to assemble the Infinity Gauntlet, have all the stones. But it's comics, it's good versus evil. We can also assume safely that we, as you know, the heroes, it's not me obviously, but the heroes are going to get those gems back, right? We're not going to let Thanos just rule forever. We're going to get those gems back. Well, what are we going to do with the gems moving forward? Well, I think it's a pretty safe play to take those gems and distribute them among the Illuminati. I think this is a beautiful way to keep those contextually involved within the story, in the background perhaps, but always have them relevant, right? Because you know who these characters are, perhaps post-credit scenes and stuff with them working together and talking about the formation of the Illuminati. In fact, the distributing of the gems could literally be the catalyst for the Illuminati within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think that makes a lot of sense. I also think it's viable for another interesting option here. Basically, moving forward, Phase 4 and beyond, there just has to be some changes to the way that the MCU is approaching their movies. I mean, some of these guys are ending their contracts. Some of these actors are getting old. They don't necessarily want to be in a standalone movies anymore. And the Illuminati is an interesting way to keep some of these characters involved in a little bit of a more peripheral way, right? So imagine Tony Stark not being actively in charge or involved with the Avengers, but still being a member of the Illuminati. That keeps him in the fold. It keeps him relevant. It would make post-credit scenes like super dope between these characters. It allows him to cameo in movies in certain places, and I think that it's like a nice grandfather-esque way for the Phase 1 through 3 characters to remain relevant, but also, so to speak, pass the baton to a new series of characters. We're gonna get new Avengers films, guys. I can guarantee that. I mean, that's what they do in the comics. You know, it's very cyclical in that way. That's what they're gonna do on the screen. So they're going to give us like a new Avengers. You're gonna see, you know, Captain Marvel be a big player in that. Some of these newer characters, you might see a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. They can do all sorts of really cool things. But if you keep the Illuminati together in the background, it allows these other characters that we've already fallen in love with to, like I said, remain relevant and remain a part of the story. So I think that it's really cool. All signs point to the Illuminati coming into the MCU. And you know what? I can't do an MCU video without talking about my crazy ass theory that Fox and Marvel are going to start working together. And yes, guys, what a brilliant way to introduce the mutants and the Fantastic Four by bringing Reed Richards into the Illuminati and by bringing Professor X into the Illuminati. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. Oh my god, I would have a nerd boner for days. I'd need to call my doctor because it would be way over 4 hours. And I just, man, I'm really hoping that that's the way they're going to set it up. It would be really cool, right? I mean, like, you could essentially think of the gauntlet, right, as those singularities, right? They're permanent aspects of our universe, right? The Marvel Cinematic Universe. And what a beautiful gift to these other properties and these other studios to say, you now have an Infinity Stone, right? I mean, like, so you could have Professor X using or referencing or even just having it in the background of the relaunched X-Men movies. He has the Mind Stone, right? That'd be crazy. And, you know, same thing with Reed. You know, you could have Reed with the Space Stone. I mean, that's so nuts to me. That would be so awesome. So much fan service. And it makes sense contextually. That's one of the brilliant things that Feige and his whole team do with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So let me know in the comment section, like, does this sound pretty cool to you? I mean, do you think they're going to do Illuminati? I mean, I think it's a foregone conclusion, but, you know, obviously, you know, everybody has different opinions out there. I'd love to hear yours, okay? So let's check that nerd card, guys. The question is about the Illuminati. Now, way back when they distributed the gems among the different members, what was the gem that was given to Tony Stark? What part of the Infinity Stone was given to Iron Man? Answer the question in the comment section below. Like the video, and you know, you want to be a subscriber because we're doing this dope ass giveaway, giving away a ton of stuff at the end of October. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Oh, and one little bonus cool thing, guys, just because I think this is awesome, and obviously I love all the short fuse guys. They're currently publishing my book, and I love them. Gush. But this is really cool, and I think you should check this out. They're doing a thing called Thunderclap, and Thunderclap basically allows people to go in, they sign up and allow this program to like utilize their social media so that when an important message needs broadcast, you know, all over the web, it will blast on all these different people's social media. It's completely free. It's like a version of crowdfunding, but there's no money involved, and it's really cool. But they do these pinups, Short Fuse does, in which pre-established popular characters give advice to their characters. I find them to be hilarious and really enjoyable. I'm going to put this image up here, and you can unlock and receive this pinup by going and supporting Night Wasp, which is one of the books on the lineup for Short Fuse. You can support that Thunderclap, and you get a free pinup of this. You'll get to see who this character is and what they are saying to Night Wasp. Super dope stuff, guys. All right, now I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya.